What do you think? Everything.
Matthias de Ligt, what's the thinking there? What's the day today? Fluid position and Zirkzee filled now we also expected without being injured, but does that call for a big tactical shift? Obviously, it's the first game you started this season with a recognised striker. This way, now he's there. Now he's up to speed. That's all. Any point. Garnacho from that as well. Same as with Bob and Harry and other. But also we have a squad. I think it's better to start. I'm sure you need Harry.
Ten Hag says it's not about delete for Maguire. It does feel like a changing of the guard, Roy. Why now, do you think?
Oh my lord, stop making up shit, okay? This is not some deep story. This is a business, and they just bought new people, and they're now going to play some of them in squad rotation. It's not Ahmad or you're saying it's both. We need both. It's not Delict or Maguire. I need both of them. What else do you need? You're trying to make some drama into. Oh my god! It's a changing of the guards. It's a new era. No, shut up, okay? You don't get to claim when the new era is. You can only look back and say that was the new era.
I think this guy, in regards to the way he controls the ball, the way he brings other people into play, can score goals, can get assists. What is he gives me that feeling a little bit like a Berbatov type player in terms of like, give the ball into me, I'm going to get my teammates into play, and I'm going to try and advance the ball forward with my teammates. So I like what he brings to Manchester United Football Club. Whether he can consistently score goals, we'll see, of course, it's early days, but what I've seen so far is good. Gary Evans moved to the Gantry Force on commentary duty today. Gary, do you like what you've seen, the changes?
I think they're inevitable. I think Ugarte and Shaw are probably the two players now that if they can get ready in the next couple of weeks will come in and probably the strongest 11. And we give a far more energetic Manchester United team. I think what Daniel's just said is absolutely right about Zirkzee.
You think that when Luke Shaw comes back, he will create a far more energetic Man United team?
It's always one player comes back, the whole team. It's always that. So when they talk about when this one player comes back, you see the play, or you see what it's doing before. Once he comes back, I think we're going to have a bit of one. But we see when he's back 4 or 5 months. He's not like the same players around him.
But how can you specifically say when you get Mason Mount and Shaw and some other players, you guys are not creating. They're not fast. I don't know what you mean.
Manchester United taking on their big rivals Liverpool now in hands of an introduction slot. It's his first visit to Old Trafford, and by winning against them in his first game.
Yeah. Luke Shaw's have gone faster. That's true. But what's the point of it?
Luke Shaw, when you think about energy and being energetic, the last person you think about
It's Luke Shaw.
He's literally the laziest footballer I've ever known in my life. That never ever gets called lazy. Like, he never gets called lazy, even though he's literally the laziest footballer I've ever seen. He never bumped up and down in the flowing down the left hand side to help Rashford out. But he doesn't do that. He just stands there. He's literally the laziest player. So lazy that these guys are now saying that he should play at centre back. So he can't get up and down the field anymore. He doesn't do it. He doesn't get up and down the field, which means he's lazy.
And I,
But yeah, people are not all using the word lazy.
no, I can guess what word
And then-
Gary
and-
didn't use at all.
And then Martial gets injured, and then people call him lazy for being injured.
Thank you. He didn't mention. He said when Luke and Thingy are ready, not when they comes back from injury. No, it's when they're ready, they'll be inserted into the team, and that is when we'll have the strongest starting 11.
I want Man United to lose.
Yes. Oh yeah, they've been tweeting and posting.
Two managers. Slot one man for 2 meetings, but he's in charge of during that season was cancelled by COVID and then swapped the final and was beaten twice by Everton on the way to title success. So double match this afternoon. Here it is on the slot with Patrick Davison.
You've seen this game from the outside. What is it like now to be right outside?
Emotional shit. They do it without Ferguson. Every time something big happens, and they want to take your attention away from it and want to make you feel good. Shit, let's go at Ferguson.
Yeah,
Ferguson.
funny.
Talk about the legacy of Ferguson or something. Let's link Ten Hag to Ferguson. Let's find some sort of comparison, some sort of that.
Respect to the biggest test so far.
Not get a haircut in the first 2 years of his managerial career at Man United. And the only manager to have done that since is Ferguson. Oh look, he's just like Baggy. He's just like Baggy. Tea.
I dropped the tea when I brought it in as well. I was like, it was dripping everywhere. I was like, what's going on with the tea today? This tea is just droppy.
The Liverpool approach so far and got calm, control, and the target that then.
Roy Keane is not happy bunny.
I can't believe it. What the
You definitely had it in the bed last night before you. I don't know if you. Yeah.
Some of the players that he would have was told him what that skills that he'd like. Push up at these players. Knowing that Manchester United will be ready to the performances that they already got to that season were impressive. So even just that players themselves will come out here.
So the way I've obviously you can't see it here, but you can kind of see if you look here in this gap what it looked like before I changed the screen. So on the side is just the lineup. Mazraoui, Delict. Delict is starting apparently. Ahmad is on the bench. You got Zirkzee on in the mid. Nacho's there. Casemiro's there. Where is it? I got it on Twitter. Anyway, here. There you go.
So everything's the same except for black and black.
Yeah. 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 And then on the bench you got Bayonder, Heaton, Evans, Maguire, Ahmad, Collier, Ericsson, Antony, Wheatley. So they're most similar subs as well from last week. He sounds like all the criminals that we were watching last night and the police. The Liverpool police and criminals. Yeah, that was your mum that called me earlier. It's because you know what? I didn't want to answer, no offense to your mum, I wasn't ready to talk to people in the morning, but I was in WhatsApp and she could see I was online replying to her. She wanted to know if my parents wanted honey. She's going to come down because it's her birthday. Oh.
I said to her, after you guys know, My work colleagues are not like my work colleagues would rather get like £2 honey from a like
Yeah.
honey. It's not that deep. Honey's not that deep.
No, she said you want some, as in like, do my parent? Because she's coming down and she's gonna bring it for free. Not. Oh.
She gets £6. Yeah, £6. Single couple, single for us.
Yeah. That's what she was. Okay, so. Yeah, no, she was specific. It just said, like, hello, lovely. Would your parents want any more honey? She's coming to London on Friday to see your grandma, her mum, and she'll go back up on Sunday. Plus, it's your mum's birthday on Friday as well. That's why she's coming down. And she's having her operation. She's got a date for it now. It's on like the 24th or something of September. I can't remember exactly. I don't know if I've mixed it up with another one of my friends. I think she's having a hysterectomy. I can't remember if she is or not. But she'll be off work for a few months after. Plus, she was just touching base with me about the letter for. She's still waiting for TJ to send her stuff. And then I said to her, I'll pull together a letter this week and send it over to her about Wednesday. I'll show it to you first as well, baby. Your mum was working today. She's been doing a lot of overtime to help pay for the house. Now we know what those things are, baby. Those outdoor booths. They always have them at the car places. When you're ready to leave with your car, it's a separate building and you go into it and they're all like, hey, here you go. And they argue over the printer. Okay.
That's supermarket, half supermarket.
Yeah.
Big lot of love. You go to Gary, that rental or dealership. Probably not that.
No, because we could already see with the Vauxhall place we went the first place that they have definitely had a much more like personalized care approach. Who do you think is going to win this game today? Genuinely. Yes, you're at home. You don't think you will? Okay.
Lose over this game, mentally accept. Not with when lose, our both thing is that not win. One of the reasons why they haven't been sacked, and because he's done the whole win, done the win out of somewhere.
Yes, and he does usually every other or every third game or something. It comes out of nowhere.
Two games and then Wolford and Friday. Chelsea.
Yeah.
But because Chelsea are better than Wolford and Friday, it kind of shows the other side. It gives a nice side. That's what I kind of still make the players. When to beat Chelsea, we got beaten to the players. Because it's that sort of thing.
Sponsored by Zirkzee.
Yes. 10 minutes to go still. They're doing all their. I watched a bit of Saeed outside Old Trafford today. He was interviewing people before the game. He's gone in to watch the game. Rance seems to be in a pretty chill mood. In his very playful chill, he's like, listen guys, I told you guys, Ahmad was going to get dropped. I told you. That Ten Hag doesn't want players like him on the pitch. But I don't think it's like he doesn't want them. I think he's going to use him. I think he'll get subbed on.
Ten Hag outlasted Sancho. You might regret that. Where's my headphones now?
Oh. Wait, these ones? Staple stick or the actual? Over there? Over there? If they're not, where else could they be? You got them? Okay, perfect. Oh, they're introducing him ugarte. The game was 1-1. Chelsea was playing a minute ago. Because I listened to Matisse a little bit as well.
1-1 Chelsea.
I don't know if it ended that way, but it was 1-1 when I last was watching Matisse.
Let's go.
Okay, so I'm gonna put the mic on first, and I'll count you down. Mic going on in 3, 2, 1. Mic is on. Visuals coming. 3, 2, 1.
And we are live, people. We are live. If you're in the building, as usual, smash a like when you enter the building. We are back for another Watchalong. Another Manchester United Watchalong. Man United against Liverpool. Boy, oh boy. Since I last did a Watchalong, since I last uploaded any video, there has been a lot of changes. Last time, literally yesterday or a couple of days ago, I uploaded a video saying Sancho is staying. 2 hours after uploading the video saying Sancho is staying, we had news that Sancho was leaving. Sancho has left the club. And if you're entering in this watch along from the start, understand that I enjoy Sancho's football. I enjoy the way Sancho plays football. I like footballers, talented footballers. Whether it's Neymar, whether it's Messi, whether it's Mahrez, whether it's Yamil Lamar, whether it's that Spanish kid on the right. I like footballers, and Jadon Sancho is a footballer that I like. And the treatment, in my opinion, of Jadon Sancho by the football club, the treatment of Jadon Sancho by the moronic Man United fans, the way that they talk about him, the way that they're talking about him now, it sounds as if Jadon insulted them, hurt their feelings, robbed their house, beat their mum up, stole their baby, and ran out the house. The way that I see the anger and the, you know, when there's Man United fans have so much anger within them because of certain things that have happened. And it's interesting because the only thing Jadon did is put up a tweet to say, stop using me as a scapegoat. I'm being used as a scapegoat for the team's faults. I haven't played as bad as anyone else. I haven't played better than anyone else, but I haven't played any worse than anyone else. So why am I always being used as a scapegoat? That's all Jadon Sancho said. That's all he said, you know. That's it. That's all he was saying. And from that, it means he's disrespected the club. He just disrespected the manager. He's the worst player ever. I hate him. He's done nothing for the club. He's done nothing since he's been here. Nothing, nothing. All these absolutes. He's done nothing. I'm like, whoa, where has this come from? And now he's left the club, and you guys should be really happy. Man United fans around the world who hate Jadon Sancho right now, we've made our squad weaker. Whether you like Jadon or not, think about this and think about it objectively. You'd rather not have Jadon Sancho as an option than have him as an option. You hate him so much for whatever reason. You dislike him because he's, I don't know, lazy. Is that the new one? He's got bad attitude. Whatever they say about these players, right? You dislike him that much that you'd rather not have him. Champions League finalists, yeah, Jadon Sancho. You'd rather not even have him as an option. You'd rather him leave the actual club. Like, that to me is like, you know when the phrase says, bite your nose off to spite your face or whatever it is. You're cutting your own arm off. For what reason? Like, the Jadon Sancho hate is something that should be studied in psychology. It's like the Pogba hate. When I posted a video saying Jadon Sancho is a new Pogba, and it's clear that he was. And now that he's gone, guys, he's gone now. Let's see what happens. Let's see who moves into that place. Who the media and the public relations and all these people choose to demonize, choose to target. Because Jadon hasn't played for Man United for about a year. He wants out of this club because of the way he's been treated by the fans and by the club is shocking. And rather than say, and the funny things about it is that rather than be like, cool, let's stop chasing the Di Marias, the Pogbas, the Sanchos. Let's stop chasing the once Sebastian Veron's. Let's stop chasing the technical footballers out of Manchester United Football Club. Let's stop doing it. Let's stop hating the Martials and let's stop doing it. Rather than, let's embrace them so they can play better, so they can play their game. Nah, Man United fans are just on their necks. Anyway, the game has started, and clearly I have a lot of things on my chest. I should have started the stream earlier, but it is what it is. Also, notice, guys, as the game has started, notice that Ahmad is not starting. Notice Ahmad isn't starting and Garnacho is back. So we'll see. Like, I've said what I need to say about the manager and his tactics and the way he sees football and the way he wants football to be played. So we got Ahmad starting his first game. I mean, Garnacho starting his first game this season. We got Dalot also starting, and we have Zirkzee starting, and we have once again Rashid running down blind alleys. Rashid just doesn't know what he wants to do. He hasn't got the good footballing brain. You know when wingers sometimes have the ball and they're like, listen, I'm gonna do a step over and go down on the right, then cross it in. When some people like literally have a vision of what they want to do in their head, Rashford doesn't. Rashford just works on instinct. He just does. He just does. That's it. Rashford does. That is the perfect example. He does. And you never know what he's gonna do because he doesn't know what he wants to do. That's the main thing. Well done, Dalot. Well done, Dalot. Oh, lucky. All right. So that being said, the first 2 minutes of the game, Manchester United have started brightly. We are being very direct, which is the way the manager wants to play. I don't agree with this type of football, but it is what it is. So we have been putting Liverpool on a little bit of pressure in the first 2 minutes, which is good. Puts a poor corner from Bruno, and again another poor
poor delivery from Bruno. Everybody watches football differently. Like on this channel, we're gonna watch this game and we're gonna watch it without bias, and we're gonna see who the better players really are. Because some people don't actually watch the game. It's Bruno. Bruno to the left. Bruno, you got to give it to Dalot, Bruno. Once again, two big mistakes from Bruno. Two clear opportunities to do the right thing, and he's done the wrong thing both times. And this is what I'm saying about Bruno. His footballing IQ is just not good enough for me. You should have given it to Dalot. Right, so we are. Okay, so Liverpool, their first attack on goal. Bruno's got the ball, he's won it back. Bruno again. So you're watching it with me, guys. So far, three of the most biggest mistakes. Just once again, we're seeing it again. The three of the biggest mistakes, three of the sloppiest passes that have led to big counterattacks have come from Bruno. And they're passes that are not difficult to make. They're passes that are quite easy to make. And this is what I'm trying to say. These are sort of things where people who really, really like Bruno, they never pay attention to his negatives. And these are big, glaring mistakes that he's made that we could have been punished. And like I said, he's not like he's making a mistake because he's trying something really difficult. He's making mistakes just passing sideways. 5 yards. Yeah, just Ruud van Nistelrooy on the bench. My manager. I'm so surprised that they've let Jadon Sancho go. So surprised, man. I'm like, what's happened? Why would you play somebody every game in pre-season, start him in almost all the games, start him as a winger, then start him as a number 9, show us how good we go. Oh,
Wow.
it's a goal.
It's a goal.
1-0 to Liverpool.
Oh.
1-0 to Liverpool. It's so dumb. Oh, 1-0 to Liverpool. 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 I hate Liverpool. Why? And Trent as well.
Oh no.
Trent, the tramp. Trent, no, man. Let me see this goal again. All right. Kobe. Went past Kobe. Went past Dalot. That pass there. He's offside. Oh, Salah's offside. Is Salah offside? Yes, I think Salah's offside, you know. Yeah. Yeah. Look, Salah is offside. Yeah. Get in. Feels like we just scored. Yeah, man. And he kissed the camera as well. The fucking idiot. He tried to kiss the camera as well, man. That's what happens. Don't try to score, yeah, and run and kiss a camera like Steven Gerrard. Don't do it. Don't try do it. That's what happens. I love that. I'm here for that. I'm here for it. I'm all in. I had a feeling. I had a feeling like Black Eyed Peas that it was offside. Hey, we got some comments. Let me just quickly read some comments. Hey. So what we doing here? Are we having an end-to-end game? It's not really cagey. Both teams are going for it. Both teams are not what you'd call possession teams. So it's gonna be a very interesting game. All right, let's go through some comments. Orhan in the house. How you doing, Orhan? Hope you're well, my friend. Orhan says, "Come on, United." It's offside. Celtistic up in the place. Big up yourself. Rashford doesn't know what he wants to do. Yeah, Rashford is a footballer. He's a more instinctive footballer. He doesn't have. I don't think he has a clear picture of a lot of things in his head. I don't think he has a clear picture in his head of the move on Raveling. I think he just reacts. He's a reactive footballer who relies on an impulse rather than a calculation. All right. Good. Well defended by Martinez. Kobe's got the ball. All right. So Liverpool have got a bit of possession now. Well done, Dalot. Strong. Casemiro, McAllister, Brazil, Argentina. I'm not gonna lie, yeah. When I see stuff like that, I'm like, come on, Cass, that's a Brazil Argentina thing. That's what that is. That's that. Let me just leave my foot up a little bit high for a split second longer than I need to. Them cheeky ones. It is what it is. As long as you don't injure, man, then it is what it is. Argentina, Brazil again. Casemiro and Martinez. Let me read some comments while McAllister is holding his balls. Why does Rashford look so awkward when he plays, like stiff and jerky? Do you know what I mean? Celtistic. Why does Rashford look all stiff and jerky? The problem is, yeah, I can see this stuff. I see that very clearly. When I talk about dribblers, yeah, I don't know why I said it like that. When I talk about dribblers, I'm talking about people who move and they're at one with the ball. I'm talking about Messi's. I'm talking about Ronaldinho's. I'm talking about Neymar's. I'm even talking about Robben's and even Ribery. I'm talking about all of these guys. And then there's the Mbappe's. There's the Rashfords. There's the Saint Maximums of this world. There's the guys who run in straight lines. The guys who can't like weave in and out between plays and whatnot. They have to be like run left, then stop, then run right, then right angles I think even as fluid as CR7 is, yeah, at dribbling, CR7 is similar Don't forget, CR7 used to run and then chop on the inside, then run again, and then chop on the other side. And CR7 was kind of a dribbler that ran in like jiggity lines rather than fluid. Like the Brazilians, like the Robinhos, and the guys who do the step overs, these guys are just fluid and they just do that when they dribble. So I hear you. Like guys who are stiff dribblers, to me, aren't really dribblers. They're guys who are really fast and can move really quickly with the ball at their feet. For me, the dribblers are the footballers who move with the ball very close to their feet. So rather than kick, run, kick, run, like a Rashford, the Messi's is I'm running with the ball. So I'm running, I'm taking my steps, but the ball, I'm running with the ball. So my steps are also involve me bringing the ball with me and bringing the ball along, basically. Rather than I'm moving and I need to bring this ball with me somehow. Do you know what I mean? There's a difference. I think there's a big difference between dribblers who dribble with the ball close to their feet, like a Sancho, even like a Eden Hazard, and then, like I said, you have your Rashfords on the other side, and your Mbappes, who are really quick and they're athletically, because they're just lucky. You don't choose if you're quick or not. You're just born that way. You're born with certain power on your legs. You're born a certain way and you're just quick. But being a football is coaching, is training. Being fast is being fast. It's not up to you if you're fast or not. So these people who are blessed with natural speed, who can just bring the ball with them, I'm not quick to be calling these guys the best dribblers. Because dribbling and speed are two different things. Like Juan Mata, David Silva, Bernardo Silva, those guys are great dribblers, but they're not that quick. But in people's minds, they won't classify them as good dribblers because they don't beat their man or they're not really quick with it. Now, dribbling is not speed. There's you're saying literally two different things. You're saying the art of dribbling, i.e. the art of moving the ball from A to B with the ball sticking as close to your feet as possible. That is, and manipulating the ball to go wherever you want it to go while you are moving. To dribble, to move with it, move with the ball, and to run quickly. They're two different things, and I think we don't always understand the difference, and we confuse ourselves. Well done, Liverpool. So the game settled down a little bit, but United have opportunities to pounce when they have the ball, but there isn't that sharpness in passing so far that I expect them to have. I think Delit's playing okay. Mazraoui's all right so far. I like Zirkzee. Zirkzee's holding the ball off well, but that's a bit. As soon as I say that, he gives the ball away. Garnacho is typical. And that's the problem I have, yeah. Right there when Garnacho just played that ball back, right? And it was rubbish. It was a rubbish thing he did. His football, like, there was nobody there. He looked up, there was nobody there, and he did it anyway. If that was Jadon Sancho who did that, the crowd would have booed. It's like some players have to pay their rent every day, and some players only have to pay their rent once a month. Like, there's too many players that can get away with having really bad games and bad performances, but because the media and the PR is so positive around them, you can't say anything negative. While some players have been used as scapegoats, and as soon as they do something wrong on the pitch, it's oh my god, that was rubbish by Garnacho. What he just did. You might as well, Garnacho, in that position, if there's no one for you to pass the ball to in the middle and you don't want to cross the ball in properly, turn back and keep the ball. That's the problem I have with this Man United team and the way that Ten Hag wants to play. He does not want to keep possession of the ball. He does not want to rotate the ball. He wants, listen, once you get to the byline, once you get to their box, once you get to wherever, you have to attack. And yet there has to be a final attack action. Even if it's not on and you're going to lose the ball anyway, there has to be a final attack done. There has to be. And that's the problem I have with the way we play football. Like, that's why Man United fans prefer the Garnachos over the Sanchos. Because a Garnacho in that situation, even if nothing's on, will still put in a cross. Or Bruno in that situation will spam a cross in the box. And people will be like, at least he tries. Whereas Sancho will get the ball and pass it back to retain possession. And people will be like, oh, he's not trying. And it's just like, no, he just plays football differently. He does not want to lose possession of the ball. That's not the kind of football he wants to play. He's not a high-risk taker. He's a very low-risk taker. He's not a high-risk taker at all. And the way that United fans see football is everything has to be just high-risk. And if you do high-risk football and you lose the ball a lot, like Bruno, it's okay as long as you get a couple assists and a couple of goals while doing it. So it's just people that see football so differently. It's crazy. No, he kept the ball really well there, to be fair. Dalot looks comfortable already. The game slowed down. That's a bad pass. Oh, well done. We crowded Salah. Well done. That's a bad pass. The pass was never on Martinez. Zirkzee's come deep a few times to get the ball. A few times it's been good. He's dropped deep. He's won the ball. He's laid it off. And a few times, if you're going to be 100, keep it 100 as we do on this channel. A few times he's dropped deep and he hasn't won the ball. A few times he's dropped deep and he's misplaced the pass. So this is something to keep under consideration, because his ability to drop deep and link play was one of his main attributes. It's one of the main talking points. One of the main reasons why many people said that we went in for him. I'm pretty sure he'll get better anyway. I mean, it's his first game. Getting used to the league, getting used to the players, the intensity. It's against Liverpool. Look at these guys saying Ugarte is going to start alongside CASEMIRO. I mean, alongside Manu. The thing is, I don't think it's going to be that simple. These guys don't know ball at all. One thing I've noticed about these pundits, just because you played football, it doesn't mean you've understood what you've played. Or just because you've played football, it doesn't mean you understand that new ball, the up-to-date new version of football. Not the 1999 version of football that these guys played. Well done, Masraoui. Because these guys talk the most. First of all, this manager trying to turn Kobe Manu, yeah? Oh my lord, we lost the ball again. Pressure. Well done. This manager trying to turn Kobe Manu into a DM and sit alongside Casemiro. It's like, that's where Gary Neville was wrong just there. Because even right now in this attack here, Kobe Manu is the furthest midfielder. The furthest midfielder. He was further up the pitch than Bruno was. Zirkzee just gave away. That's silly, Zirkzee. There's no reason for it. Yeah, Mainu's not a DM. I know a lot of people trying to force this DM thing. He's not DM. What kind of DM is Mainu? There's two types, right? There's the combative DM, the Kante type. You can argue he's not really a DM, but let's just humor you guys. The combative one, the Roy Keane, the aggressive one, and then there's a ball playing one, the Carrick, the Busquets, the that type. He doesn't fit into either type. He's not a DM. Like Kobe Manu is not. He is press resistant, but he's not gonna deliver a 40-yard pass. He's not gonna dictate the tempo, which is the main thing you're looking at. Yeah, if you're looking for like a Carrick type DM or Bus, he's not. He will never dictate the tempo of any game. That's not his game. And he's not an aggressor. He doesn't even last 70 minutes on a football pitch. He's not an aggressive footballer at all. He's not a DM. Kobe Manu started his football career off as a striker for Man United. And the way he plays between those lines, his close control, his ability to finish, his ability to move with the ball at his feet, to dribble, it's clear for anybody who understands football that Kobe is an attacking player. He's an attacking player. It's just obvious for anyone to see. So this whole Ugarte and Kobe Manu midfield with Bruno as number 10, you guys try to play that because at least CASEMIRO can distribute the ball. At least CASEMIRO can distribute the ball. He's not the best distributor of the ball. When he at Madrid, Modric and Cruz did that job more than he did. He didn't have to do that job, but he can pass. He's a better passer of the ball than Ugarte, basically. So if you think Ugarte is going to come and what pass the ball and distribute the ball, then you don't understand what Ugarte's strengths are and what his weaknesses are. The problem is United, we always needed a ball playing number 6. We played all right in our first season. We played decently well in our first season, largely because Eriksen played alongside Casemiro and alleviated a lot of the distributing of the ball responsibilities from Casemiro. Eriksen played deep, lied deep, sat there and just kept the ball ticking, kept everything ticking away, kept it moving, passing the ball, 20-yard pass, 10-yard pass to Eriksen. We don't have that. We've missed that. And Kobe isn't that. Kobe is either a box to box. You either make him a number 8 and we play with 2 8s and a 6, but 1 8 goes forward, another 8 stays back. 1 8 goes forward, the other 8 stays back. Do something like that. Or you play him as a number 10. You don't play Kobe in a double pivot. You got to stop doing that now. He doesn't even want to do it. You can tell the way Kobe moves. Kobe doesn't even want to be running back and doing all that stuff. He doesn't even want to be doing that. So we're now at Old Trafford, 26 minutes in, and it feels now that Liverpool have eased themselves into the game. They're comfortable now on the ball. We've retreated back into our own half, into more of a lower to mid block. We're not really pressing. We're just screening at the moment our players. But once we win the ball, there doesn't seem to be. Casemiro's lost the ball there. There doesn't seem to be any cohesion. Ah, okay.
Manchester United have passed up the opportunity of taking a quick throw again.
there's a conversation to be had about Martinez, but he's one of those protected players where a lot of Man United fans, their brains won't allow them to watch him objectively and to criticize him, because after that one season he had and the PR and the media that's around him, I almost feel like he's a protected player now, or he's moving into that protected player status. But Lisandro Martinez, since his first season, he hasn't actually played that well. And Lisandro was one of the best players in Ten Hag's first season. Since his big injury and after winning the World Cup, he hasn't been the same. Well done, Mainoo. All right, let's counter attack. There you go. Oh, Bruno, once again. Once again, let me tell you something, guys. And once again, you need to understand this is what people like me who don't like Bruno, this is what we see, yeah, compared to what people who love Bruno see. People who don't like Bruno, we see that pass to Rashford that he tried to play. And we also saw that the pass wasn't that difficult. If he just put a bit more power onto that pass, it gets through. The weight of pass. Also, he could have easily just laid it off to his right. The fact of the matter is, once again, I don't think that situation, the two passes that he had to make were that difficult to execute. I think Pogba would have made that pass very easily. I think a one matter, I think anybody with a good enough amount of quality and enough amount of technical ability, a Bernardo Silva, David Silva would have made that pass. And that is a point I'm trying to make. Bruno is so overrated. It's crazy to me how stuff like that people can't see. That just because he succeeds three out of every 10 doesn't mean he's good. Like the simple pass was probably the better pass on his right. Anyway, and that's an example of why people like me find Bruno so frustrating, because he's supposed to be a number 10 at Eden Hazard, a Zola, a Bergkamp. He's supposed to be that character, a Neymar. He's supposed to be our supremely world-class, talented talisman that everything goes through. That's your number 10. And he's nowhere near that level of footballer. And I'm tired of Man United fans not being able to clearly see that we need better. Anyway, Liverpool are having a corner. Still 0-0 though, despite the fact that we're not playing that well. It is still 0-0. We're still in the game. The game is there for the taking for both teams. All right, can we counter-attack? Mazraoui, unlucky. This game in general lacks a bit of quality from both teams right now. I feel like I'm watching two workman-like teams that don't fully know what they're doing yet. Zirkzee. Zirkzee. One thing I've noticed about Zirkzee is that it takes a split second too long to do whatever he needs to do. And that's because he's been playing in an Italian league. In my opinion, it's one of the reasons anyway. He's been playing in an Italian league, which is just half a second slower. And because he's been playing in that league, I think he just needs to acclimatize to the speed. I don't think it will be a problem for him. I think he just needs to very quickly understand that he's not going to be given the same amount of time in this league as he's given in the Italian league. And that's one thing I've noticed. He's just he's getting robbed, you know? The thing is, because of the way that we play, we have to, when we win the ball, we attack straight away and we attack without even thinking about what we're doing. It is just chaotic and frantic. When we get the ball, we often lose it very quickly. Because it's like, get the ball, oh my God, get the ball, quickly attack. There's no sort of like thinking. It's no like, okay, get the ball, let's keep the ball, let's get in shape. There's nothing. Let's just get the ball and frantic attack. And that's the way that obviously the manager wants us to play. But because of that, there's going to be periods of time where we don't see the ball very long. Oh, Casemiro's giving the ball away. Oh no. That's Casemiro's mistake. I could feel it. Oh. Everyone's going to be blaming Casemiro. I think he's a new scapegoat. I forgot that he's still there. See, the camera went straight to Casemiro. What a bad pass, though. To be fair to Cass, like that, I don't understand that pass, Casemiro. Like, what were you trying to do? That pass isn't on. Like, what is that about? Was that pass to Kobe Mainu? The way that he read the pass as well. We got no one in our team that's reading passes like that. They had two players at the back post just queuing up. Easy. Easy. Just an easy header. Silly mistake from Casemiro. Yeah, it's a goal. The thing is, nothing's happened in this game. Like, United haven't created any clear-cut chances because anytime an opportunity unfolds for them, the last pass, the final ball is always just shit. Just shit. And I just don't understand, bro. Like, what was... Like, what was Casemiro trying to do, bro? Like, who was he trying to find with that pass? Like, the more I look at that pass and think about the pass from Casemiro, it's like, I don't even understand who's... Like, it must have been to Kobe Manu, that pass. But then I'm thinking, Kobe's got like two players around him. You can't give him the ball there. I can't, like, it's crazy. You can't even give Kobe the ball there, even if, like... So, yeah, okay, cool. Let's just humor Casemiro right now and say he was trying to find Kobe. You can't even give the ball to Kobe in that situation. Like, what are you doing, Cass? I defend Casemiro a lot because I don't, like, individual errors are individual errors. But that is a big error by Casemiro. I can't defend Casemiro with that mistake. I'm not going to lie, I can't. It is what it is, man. We don't know what we're doing. Liverpool are letting us have the ball.
experience here teaches us to understand that the first goal of this game is not necessarily the defining one. And now Liverpool are where they want to be.
Vice versa, you're at Anfield. You've got 8 minutes now, and there's a little bit of a lull.
I don't even know. The thing is, it's one of them ones where this is what I've been seeing all last season. So if you're going to ask me what needs to change, what needs to be improved, like for us to do something, I can't even tell you because I can only answer the question in the context of the manager. Like, there's a million things that have gone wrong, which includes Jadon Sancho leaving the club, and it includes the starting lineup. It includes the style of play the manager is trying to implement. Like, I can keep going. But in the context of what we have available and in the context of the fact that we've got this manager for the time being and there's nothing we can do about it, what we can do right now, this is Man United. We can get Dalot, we can get Masraoui. And if Ugarte comes on and starts playing instead of CASEMIRO, finish. Oh, unlucky Masraoui. I don't think it changes much. If we get Ugarte on the pitch for CASEMIRO, I don't think it changes much. And that's the point I'm trying to make. Oh, well done, Rashford. I forgot Rashford was even playing.
Nice. Oh.
I forgot Rashford was even playing. It shows what sort of game Rashford is having. Martinez just got booked for that foul. Come and try that with me.
Yeah. That's what he was saying.
I feel like that's what Van Dijk was trying to do to Martinez. Come and try that with me, little man. Napoleon syndrome. Small man syndrome. Always want to foul people and kick people.
Lisa Bruno's like, shh.
You're a central defender that's 5'9".
That's taller than me. He's so short in football.
The play for the eyes, he just breaks back to Masraoui. I think the complication for Alisson was that was in front of him, blocking a lot of his sides. Just gets down close to him.
Why are we showing Masraoui's chance on replay like it was a big chance, man? Like, that shows what sort of match, or at least what sort of first half this has been. If that is something you want to keep showing on replay. Straight at the goalkeeper.
What?
All right.
Well, next time.
There you go. Hey, it's a foul, man. You're lying. You're lying. Are you telling me the next time CASEMIRO loses the ball again? It's just like, the thing is, what's funny about these, it's 2-0 by the way, guys. The funny thing, I have to laugh here, but the funny thing is, yeah, loads of people are making mistakes. This is why football's funny. We saw a passage of play, yeah, where Garnacho lost the ball, CASEMIRO lost the ball. I think Zirkzee lost the ball. Bruno, like, we saw so many United players lose the ball and nothing came of it. But as soon as CASEMIRO lost the ball, like, we concede.
The curse of Sancho has been.
What a goal from Diaz though as well. What a goal. Straight away was quick. First touch. That's what I'm trying to say. Those sort of finishes are light because he knows he ain't got the time to control it and then shoot. If that was flipping Hojlund, Hojlund would have tried to control it and then try to shoot, or control it and then reposition his whole body. Like that is just, I ain't got time. Bam. First touch in the goal. But yeah, that another mistake, another mistake from Casemiro has led to a goal. He is going to get crucified online. And especially now that we got Ugarte, he's the next scapegoat. It's going to be start Ugarte for Casemiro because that's going to change the way we play football. That's the problem I have with Man United football fans, right? You honestly, in your brains, a lot of you guys actually think, that changing like one or two players, changes the way you play football. You don't understand the way you play football is to do with coaching and how the manager sets you up. Like the manager's got all the players he wants now. He's got this whole defense he wants. He's got Dalot. He's got Mazraoui. He's got all the players now that he wanted. He's got Sancho out of the club, and yet look at the football that we're playing. Yeah, man, the commentators are getting on at Casemiro. Like the thing is, let's say Casemiro's mistakes are what's led to Liverpool scoring those goals. Can you explain why Man United are playing so badly? Like the reason why we're losing 2-0, but we're not playing better than Liverpool. Liverpool are playing better than us. So them ones where you're analysing how the goals were scored and how the goals were scored, they were Casemiro mistakes. That's cool. But if you're analysing why we're playing so much worse than Liverpool and why Liverpool are playing better than us and putting so much pressure on us, then that's a different. It can't just be one player. It can't just be Casemiro. So it can't just be. It's a whole team. And it's way too easy to do the whole easy analysis. Casemiro is why we're losing 2-0. It's why we conceded those 2 goals, but we still could have been losing if he didn't make those mistakes. We still could have been losing. We've done nothing. It is what it is, man. I don't remember seeing seeing Rashford for the whole half. I remember seeing him one time and I'm like, wow, is that Rashford? And that's it. I don't remember Rashford in the whole half. In the whole half of football. Liverpool haven't had to do anything in this game to be 2-0 up. So I'm glad that Ahmad isn't playing. So these moronic United fans out there have one less player to blame, because if Ahmad was playing, it would be Ahmad's fault. So I'm glad it's Rashford and Garnacho, the club favourites, that are playing. I mean, Rashford's been put on a bench in terms of club favourite. You don't really see Rashford posing for like club photos. You don't see Rashford as the one that's front and centre when it comes to kit launches. You can clearly see Rashford has been pushed to the side for the likes of Garnacho and Hojlund in terms of who's front and centre. and who are the main footballers who are being promoted for the club. So all the scapegoats, all the Martial's gone, Pogba's gone, Sancho's gone. Casemiro probably won't retain his place. So what's going to be the excuse now? What's going to be the excuse now? This is when everybody says it's always the same players. I'm like, it's not. How can it always be the same players when we've literally changed the whole team? We have literally changed a whole team. This is not Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's team anymore. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer didn't have Jose Mourinho's team really. Like we've signed about 13 players, 14 players, at least over the last year or 2 years. So the team has changed, but yet you're going to get a Man United fan say it's always the same players. Who are these same players? Because the only players that have continued over and through multiple managers are probably Rashford and Bruno. And that's it. So if it's always the same players, you must mean those two. Otherwise, you can't say Dalot, you can't say Casemiro, you can't say Zirkzee. You can't say Martinez. You can't really say Casemiro. So who are these always the same players? It's crazy the way that Manchester United Football Club have sold Sancho. They did not even want this guy as an option. Squad option. They want to sell him to get, like, these guys are crazy. Even as a Man United fan, I'm not gonna lie, guys. Sometimes I feel like being the ops, man. Sometimes I feel like, do you know what? Like my grandma would say, or my mum would say, if you don't hear, you must feel. And even though I'm a Man United fans, I feel like if Man United, yeah, because they keep fucking around, they deserve to find out. They deserve to find out. So even though I want United to win, a part of me wants United to get slapped and get punished for their stupidity. And we got no one else to blame. We got no one to blame. Because these mistakes are on us. No one's forced us to do these things. Stupid mistakes. Stupid mistakes, but we haven't played well. And we're at home. We haven't done nothing. We've done nothing today. The game, it didn't start well. The game didn't start well with obviously with the news that Sancho had gone. From my perspective, that's a stupid thing. You sell one of your better wingers, better technical wingers, to your rivals. So the whole match, the whole day didn't start well. Then you see that Amad Diallo's not even on the bench. I mean, sorry, Amad Diallo's not even in the first team. I think he is on the bench, but he's been demoted. He's been Amad, our best right now. He's our best winger. And this is what I'm trying to say. Like, I need to understand why this manager does. I need to understand the way this manager sees football. Casemiro right now is playing in the midfield by himself. If you watch that game and watch back, we all watched it together, the first half. How many times, once again, was Casemiro in that midfield position, in the heart of that midfield, by himself, and there's no Kobe or Bruno near him? Kobe was standing next to Rashford, and Bruno was standing next to Zirkzee. That's not how you play the 4-3-3. Like, you don't play it like that. Rodri, right? If you're gonna play someone in that position, he has to be a ball playing midfielder. Why have you not? If you're gonna play the lone six, why have you not made a ball playing number 6 your priority? If you're going to play that, If you're going to play that, why have you not made him into a priority, that ball play number 6? Because if you're going to play Casemiro by himself and have Kobe and Bruno 100 miles away from him, that number 6 is going to have to be able to drop a shoulder, play on the swivel, play in tight spaces, be press resistant, short and long passes. Very, very, very. It's going to be a Pirlo or Modric or Cruz or, like I said, Carrick. But he's going to have to be someone in that role. Or a Rodri. And if you don't have that player, you play double pivot like everyone else does. Just give him some help. Like, it's not Casemiro's. It's Casemiro's mistakes. Yes, Cas made mistakes. But at the same time, if you got no legs next to Casemiro, if you got nobody next to Casemiro who can run, who's mobile, who can help him, then don't play him. Because Kobe is nowhere near Casemiro in that middle of the pitch. And Bruno is nowhere near Casemiro in the middle of the pitch. And the 2 goals that we conceded, Casemiro was sitting or standing in the middle of that pitch by himself. The misplaced pass to Kobe was 20 meters away from him, and Bruno was about 30 meters away from him. Both his midfield partners that he needs to find. Don't forget Casemiro. He's that 5-yard pass to Tony Cruz, 5-yard pass to Modric. He's that sort of player. Short pass, give it to the more technical players, keep it moving. That's his role in Real Madrid. He's got the ball now in the DM position, and both his midfield partners are a good 20 meters away from him. He tried to find Kobe Manu, his midfield partner, and he got intercepted. First goal goes in. Second goal, he picks the ball up in that midfield position again, in that DM position again. No one really around him. In my opinion, he gets fouled. He gets pushed off the ball, but it is what it is. The referee didn't think so. He gets pushed off the ball. There's no one really around him for him to pass to. He couldn't find. Maybe someone better technically could find a man, but he couldn't find a man for whatever reason. He got pushed off the ball. Second goal goes in. So it's like, yes, it's his individual errors, but if we want to be intelligent on this channel, we also got to understand why those errors occurred. Because we can still ask why. We can say, oh, this goal happened because this player didn't get back. But then we can also say this player didn't get back because this player spent a good 40 seconds sprinting down the other side. So by the time he got down the other side, he was too tired to run back. Like, we can ask more questions basically when we analyze football on this channel, rather than just analyze the one singular moment, the one singular goal, and that's it. Analyze a snapshot. We can analyze more than just a snapshot, because it doesn't really give you the full picture anyway if you do that. But yeah, it's not a good half of football from Man United. This is against Liverpool, but I expect better from United. I expect there to be at least a few chances created. The way the manager's got us set up, like I said, is just not good enough at all. And yes, people are going to blame Casemiro, and he should take some of the blame. Yes, he should. And he made some errors. And these errors he made are just, he shouldn't be making them. But at the same time, I'm like, look at the situation that we're in. Look at the situation that he's in. Why was he even in a situation to make those errors in the first place? Now this manager's got no Scott McTominay to come on in the second half and score a goal and save him. He has to now rely on Man United footballers playing good football. Before, he played shit football last season, and Scott McTominay and other footballers came on, scored goals and saved him while playing shit. Now we have to play good football because he doesn't have certain players who can come on and save his skin. So he has to implement a good style of football, a winning style of football. And right now, from what I can see, I don't think he can. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. All I'm saying is fans try to run Pogba out of this club. and we've had seen the worst football, been in the worst footballing positions that we've been in with Bruno, and nobody's got talk for Bruno and the way that he plays, the chances that he misses, the way he gives the ball away a lot, because he will come up with a goal in the end. Basically, if Casemiro was an attacking midfielder, he could be allowed to have the game he's having right now. He could be allowed to have the game he's having right now, score a goal and get an assist, and people will forget about all the errors that he's made. That's the Bruno privilege of play shit, play shit, play shit, get a goal or assist. Let's forget all the shit that he's done. Bruno's been nowhere in his first half. Nowhere at all. But it is what it is, guys. The second half will start in a few minutes, so I'm going to go on a quick break. Stay connected. Stay tuned, guys. Don't go nowhere. I'll be right back.
It's such an annoying scoreline.
Little things. Little things. Come for me.
Yeah, baby, the chairs, baby. The professional chair. My gosh, my craps, my pain is so painful. Mm-mm-mm-mm.
Second test. Chris Roach wrapping things up. Gus Atkinson on the Lord's honours for yet again. What a sensational start to his test career. More action on Sky Sports cricket right now. We will head to international break in the Premier League next weekend, which means the stage is clear for a new season of NFL, which gets underway on Thursday. Daniel Roy delighted about this prospect. Next Sunday you can watch 3 live games all on Sky Sports. Liverpool tour here at Old Trafford. They cannot wait to get going again. Second half in a moment. He's updated on little massive milestones. He's 8, or as he likes to say, 6 months. Off grid. They're still very much on the grid. Well, they're expecting another. Here's hoping they don't live stream the ball. Well, not just on mobile, but it gets 99% network coverage across the UK. So we could, if you want to. On the app, it pays to be connected. Tesco Mobile. This was saying from Eric change. CASEMIRO off. 20-year-old Toby Collier on for his Premier League debut.
Oh, no.
With United trailing by 2 goals to 0 at home against the biggest rival, Jamie Carragher, Gary Neville, and Peter Drury.
Wow.
Okay, we're back.
Wow. Wow.
Back.
Wow.
Wow. Wow. Wow. So, the manager, what are you doing? Has taken CASEMIRO off. The manager has taken CASEMIRO off and put on Toby Collier. Wow. What do you guys think about that? All hand up in the house. Don't blame any Man United player. I blame the manager. I never heard Zirkzee before. Time will tell, but I don't think he's suitable for United. He's too slow. All hand thinks Zirkzee's not suited. It's too slow. I hate the idea that he could only be quick. Because I'm like, Haaland is not that quick. Some of the best strikers in the world are not that quick. Bernardo Silva's not that. I hate like speed. I hate the fact speed matters so much. Because when I look at Man City's team, I'm like, now Doku is quick, but before, when they played Foden on the right wing and Jack Grealish on the left wing and Sergio Aguero and all these guys, I'm like, they weren't the quickest footballers, but they still won. And Havertz isn't slow. Havertz isn't slow, but Arsenal almost won the league last season playing Havertz up front and Havertz isn't the quickest, even though he's not slow either. So I'm just always like, oh, if this manager could coach a good style of football, a cohesive style of football, where everyone knows what they're doing, everyone knows where each other are, everything is just automatic. There's no thinking, everything is just automatic, you know? Cohesive patterns. If he coached a kind of style of football like that, then we wouldn't need sprinters in our team, Rashford and God. We don't need really quick sprinters to win the league, in my opinion, anyway. You just need good footballers. As long as you've got good footballers who can play football and do the right things and make the right decisions. That's the main thing. Make the right decisions. When to pass the ball, when not to pass the ball, when to keep hold of it, when to pass it back. All of these things, when to shoot, when not to shoot. If you can make the right decisions and you've got good technical ability, then that's what I need. But it is what it is, man. You Man United fans, the problem with Man United fans is because most United fans don't actually understand. They don't like football because they're Man United fans first and football fans second. I.e., they wouldn't really watch football if Man United didn't really exist. And because they're Man United fans and they don't really watch other teams, Man United fans have been brainwashed into believing football has to be played in a certain way. I always say this. Watching Ronaldo, watching Giggs, watching all these footballers, we have been brainwashed into believing that football has to be played a certain way. The whole Man City tiki-taka of keeping the ball, that style of football can never be implemented at Manchester United Football Club. Louis van Gaal tried it and they chased him out of the club. Anyone who wants to keep possession and not just do the whole gung-ho attack thing, attack, it's the Man United way. Go on, beat your man. Go on, son. Right, mate. Yeah, go on, attack your man. Go on, you're not doing anything. You never do anything. You don't attack your man. You don't try to beat your... If you do not play football the way they like football to be played up there, you will not survive. You cannot implement a technical, possession-based, patient style of football at Manchester United Football Club. The fans will call you crap. The fans won't like it. Anyone who wants to play that kind of football, like a Jadon Sancho, who wants to play a more technical game, they won't like you. It just can't work. The IQ level, the intelligence levels of a lot of Man United fans in terms of football, the football IQ levels of most Man United fans, from my knowledge, it's just it's not that high. It's not that high at all. Like every other, and it's not maybe it's the UK, because most other countries, Italians, the Spanish, they understand how important keeping the ball is, and they understand how important having technical players who can keep the ball are. But for some reason, we don't value those type of players, and we don't value that style of football here. Not in this country. Score. How many goals? How many assists? How many goals did he score? How many assists has he got? It's just very basic in this country. It's substance over style in this country. It always has been. Don't forget, this was the country that hated players that did stepovers. I remember when the Brazilians and all of these players came over in the Premier League and everyone started doing stepovers, everyone started doing skills, and everyone hated it. Why are you doing stepovers? What does that do? It doesn't do anything. It doesn't make you score a goal. It doesn't lead to anything. That's been going on for the past 30 years, that sort of talk. It's the flipping xenophobia more than anything that destroys this country's. Oh, unlucky Zirkzee. Good shot. All right, let's pay attention to this game a bit more. So Collier's on the pitch. Rashford. So it seems like Kobe Manu's dropped a bit deeper now. He's definitely operating deeper. The problem I have with Kobe Manu is the fact that he doesn't really understand that position. You can watch him now. Oh my lord. Delete. This gave the ball away. We can watch him in the DM position, and his position is just not right at all. He's not a DM. He doesn't understand the position, really. It's interesting that Casemiro had a good preseason in a lot of ways because he was playing next to a DM. He was playing next to Collier in many of the games. He was playing next to a footballer. He had a partner with him, and in this game, especially this game, he's got no partner with him, Casemiro. And now, Kobe is playing a lot closer to Collier. Uh, what is up? This game seems to be the first 10 minutes have gone. So what has changed? Like I said, I feel like Kobe has look even now, right? Kobe running backwards. Look at Kobe running back. Look at Kobe running back. He let what's his name? That Liverpool, that Portuguese Liverpool number 20. Either way, if you watch that move, Kobe Manu running back, he allowed the Liverpool player to run off him, to run past him, and that's what I'm saying. Kobe, even when he's defending and running back, he's like Pogba. He's got no defensive cell. He's got no natural defensive thoughts in his body. He has to play there because he's been told to play there, just like Pogba. But Pogba isn't naturally a defensive player. He doesn't think defensively at all. Mainly just conceded the ball. 3-0. Now Kobe. And this is I think this is the perfect example of what I'm trying to tell you guys. Look what just happened. Kobe Manu is now playing the Casemiro role, right? He's now dropped deeper and playing the Casemiro role. What just happened to Kobe? Kobe lost the ball in a similar position that Casemiro lost it, and Liverpool scored. So what that is an example of, or what that really demonstrates to everybody who's watching this, is that it's not just the actual person, it's not the human being, it's the role. It's the actual role, that DM role. Right now, is playing there is under this Ten Hag system is suicide. No matter who it is. Look at Kobe. Muscled off the ball and go. And I know, and they better not be going. They should be attacking Kobe with the same vim as they attacked Casemiro. They're not going to. Almost see, while they'd shown the replay for that flipping third goal, these guys almost scored a fourth. We're showing Kobe doing the exact same thing as Casemiro. It's not Casemiro. Like, are we gonna now blame Kobe? Are you guys gonna be now consistent and say if we're blaming Casemiro for that goal, we got to blame Kobe for it? Or are you gonna now change the goalpost and be like, you know, I can't blame Kobe, which means you can't blame Casemiro? Like, there's no there needs to be consistency in your argument. Oh my lord, they're doing olays. They're doing ole, ole. 57 minutes, 3-0. Oh man, this is painful. Oh, Ten Hag's. He got everything he wanted. He got Sancho out the club.
Scoring in 7 consecutive cases, 10 goals over that time, 15 goals in 16 games against Manchester United for Mo Salah. He loves him as much as they hate him.
He took off the experienced Casemiro and he's put two kids in the midfield. And Bruno is still playing number 10. I want you guys to understand that. Because as a manager, I would play my most experienced, the captain of the team. I would move Bruno back. Rather than putting Kobe there, I would put Bruno back there. Let Bruno play in the double pivot with Collier or Casemiro and let Kobe play number 10. Give the responsibility to Bruno.
I mentioned it a couple of weeks ago about it going through the back. With dalot and Mazraoui at wing backs. And at the moment, it looks like they need extra man back there because we're getting absolutely mauled.
Diaz, Salah, Taylor, Varane. Away by Martinez.
Took off Casemiro and it's got worse. It's like this manager doesn't know his own team, his players' strengths. Is he not there at the training ground seeing what they do? Is he not getting the reports back from the coaches to understand what players he has? It's almost as if he's misprofiled all of his players. Here we go. Counter attack.
Let's say Rashford. Gave a bit like to a vote.
See what I'm saying about these United fans? Because we just didn't do some mad counter attack and we decided to keep the ball, they booed. And this is what I'm trying to say. Like, playing for Man United, these fans are stupid. They're brain dead. Because we didn't... Listen, a pass wasn't on. There was nowhere for Rashford to go. He decided to keep the ball. It's okay. You don't need to boo. My gosh. We only believe in the isolation football that go on, take your man on. Take your man on. How about we play football and play football as a team and score a team goal? How about we score a team goal? It's not just sad watching Casemiro and Rashford. It's sad watching all of them. Why have we just put? Why is the camera now focusing on Rashford's face? Where has Bruno been? Bruno was just given a new contract by Manchester United. After last season, nobody deserves a new contract with new money. After last season, nobody does. But Bruno was given a 300 grand per week new contract, new deal. Zirkzee's not having his best game. I did say we need to have a look. I did say we need to keep a look out at Zirkzee. Just watch him. And this has not been his greatest debut. When he's been asked to keep the hold of the ball, he hasn't done it as effectively as I'd hoped. There we go. Rashford should have used Collier. Oh, Zirkzee. Oh, he's straight at the goalkeeper, Zirkzee. That was a decent ball in from Rashford onto Zirkzee's head. Zirkzee leaped quite high, and he just headed it straight into the goalkeeper's arms. That was a good opportunity by Zirkzee. It was straight into the goalkeeper's arms. Oh, garnacho, man. Here we go. Delete. The referee said carry on. Oh, Jota. Oh, Rashford. All right. So Delete gets a yellow for that challenge. I mean, that is probably right, to be fair. Yeah, yellow card, definitely. He did the right thing, Delete, to be fair. It is a rainy day in Manchester. All right, Luis Diaz going off. Gakpo going on. Ah, INEOS. INEOS have had a decent. It went from being a good transfer window to a decent transfer window after the sale of Jaden. You don't sell one of your better wingers. You force this manager to play him and change the way he plays football. How about that? But anyway, Ineos did a lot of hard work, but I don't know, man. Maybe keeping this manager might have been the worst thing that they've done. Like, what's the point of buying all of these new tools, all of this new furniture, and new equipment for a house that's on fire, or for a house that's literally like about to break down? What's the point of doing it? And that's what I feel like we've done now. I feel like we've got all these new toys, but we're giving these new toys to an old man who doesn't know how to play with them. That sounds very weird, but you know what I mean. Is that what's the point? Zirkzee, just a yard either side, and you score. The thing is about this game, yeah, I'm watching this game and I'm thinking, like, wow, that is so bad.
those three in the field have outplayed, outfought, the way they sort of set up and space.
Yeah, I mean, I'm listening to Gary Neville, and that's what I'm saying. The way that the Liverpool front three operate, they operate in a better way than our midfield three. There are too much spaces, right? Our midfield three leave way too much spaces. We don't know how to play together as a front three. The thing is, we've actually been worse. We've actually been worse since Casemiro's gone off.
Selection. Giving way to Harry Maguire. And indeed, a reversal of the other change selection today. Garnacho giving way to analyse.
Yeah.
The step for him is suggesting that they would not have chosen to take Garnacho on.
No, they would have chosen someone else.
Why are you booing? Why is the Sheffield end booing when Garnacho is being taken off? It's like, I get it, maybe Rashford should have been taken off before Garnacho. But what has Garnacho done in this match? Nothing. So you shouldn't boo. Like, Ahmad should have been starting in the first place. It's like, I don't like the way that United fans, they don't like football. And they don't like footballers. It's all about feelings and emotion. Is that I like Garnacho. Forget about whether you like him or not. Just look at the way he plays football. It's so religious. It's like a cult. Like, don't boo the fact that Garnacho's going off, man. And he wasn't good either today. Both Rashford or both of them should be taken off.
Collier. Out towards Rashford. Desperate to impact. Let's say.
This is so boring to watch. But like I said, it's weird. What did we expect? For a whole season, for 50 games, we saw terrible football being played. Terrible football being played. Terrible. For a whole season, 50, 60, 70 games, whatever it is. And we expected, this is the definition of insanity. Doing the same thing over and over again, right? And expecting a different result. We watched this manager for a whole year play some of the worst football we've seen. We finished 8th. And for some reason, we expected this guy, and not just for a year. Don't forget, around January in his first season, from January in his first season, we started playing badly. When Casemiro and Eriksen started dropping off and whatnot, we started playing really badly. So for over a year, we've been playing really badly. And for some reason, we expect this same manager to play an amazing attacking brand of football. All of a sudden. It's that hopium, man. It's just that hope. Wow. So as soon as Ahmad comes on the pitch, we put in a good corner. Like I said, Man United Football Club, have been playing like this for the last 2 years under this manager. Oh. So I don't think we should act like this is new. And this is the problem I have with Man United fans. They expect something different, even after watching the same thing over and over and over again. This is crap. Let's see what excuses all the Ten Hag lovers come up with this week. Every week, this is a different excuse. This manager is the best manager we've ever had. Just give him time. He just hasn't had all of his players. He hasn't had all of his players, and he needs all of his perfect players in order to play any sort of good football. He needs Messi and Ronaldinho. He needs all the best players in the world to play just an average football. Yeah, whatever, man. This guy wanted to get rid of Sancho and so badly and keep McTominay and cry about keeping McTominay. Like, come on, man. Bruno and Rashford, always the same shit. And because we lose games like this, and because we don't play football as a team, and we rely on individual brilliance, we only want to play footballers who display individual brilliance. We don't like footballers who want to play like Jesse Lingards and Sancho's who play off other players and play football as a team, who want to play team-based football. Because football is a team game, right? Last time I checked. So because we're so bad and we've always relied on individual brilliance, we leave Rashford on the pitch, we leave Bruno on the pitch, and we build teams around players who might score a wonder goal every 300 games or 300 minutes. Players who might score a wonder goal every 300 minutes. We build a team around those players rather than building a team around consistent players who play consistently well. How can you build a team around a player who will give you 2 out of 10 one game and a 10 out of 10 another game? Well, maybe never a 10 out of 10, but like a 2 out of 10 one game and a 7 out of 10 another game. You can't build a team around that sort of a player like a Bruno and Rashford that does that. But that's what we keep doing. We keep building teams around players who are not consistent because they can turn up with a goal out of nowhere every now and again, rather than play with players who might not get a goal out of nowhere every now and again, but are going to give you consistent levels of performances every week. Bruno's not going to do that. Rashford's not going to do that. Like every time we bring in a manager who decides to build a team around the wrong players, who decides to construct a team which involves using some of the players that, in my opinion, should be really phased out. This team is not built to keep the ball. It's not built to keep the ball. It isn't. And every team needs to be able to keep the ball. This team cannot keep the ball. And he doesn't like technical players who can keep the ball. That's the problem. The system that this manager is adopting is just all wrong. Like, at the end of the day, there's no agendas on this channel. We just say what we see. And we could see with our eyes, yeah, today, that as soon as Casemiro actually came off the pitch in the second half, at the start of the second half, when Casemiro came off the pitch, we have played worse. We've not looked anywhere near like scoring, and we've played worse since Casemiro has left the pitch. We have. We have. So what does that mean? And also, Kobe Manu lost the ball in a similar position that Casemiro lost the ball, and we conceded. So what does that mean? Does it mean it's a system, or is it just individual players? Pogba would have lost the ball in that position. Pogba would have lost the ball in that position, and you guys would have been like, "Oh, Pogba's shit." No, it's a style of football we play at Man United. We don't play a system-based football. We play an isolation-based football where every man is just isolated from another man. and everybody has to think about what they need to do once they have the ball, rather than it just being automatic. That's the kind of football that we play. Oh, Zirkzee. What a ball. That's a really good ball from Marcus Rashford. What happened, Zirkzee? How did you not score that? Oh, my Lord, Zirkzee. Oh, my gosh. He got to it. Zirkzee got to it and he just fucking... He passed it across goal rather than trying to shoot. He got that all wrong, Zirkzee. I'm not gonna lie, yeah, Zirkzee, he has said, oh my Lord, why didn't he shoot? Why didn't he shoot? Anyway, Zirkzee has said that he's not like a number 9. He's more a facilitator. And we can see that he's like after that shot, after that finish there, yeah, you can see that Zirkzee might not be the most naturally gifted finisher. It is what it is. We'll see. We'll see. But how did Liverpool not score in that opportunity?
Driving a nail is passed out. Again, it was incident, just a little optimism for Manchester United, and close again now. Diallo.
Ahmad. Ahmad's been more positive though. Why didn't he shoot? What was he doing? He shoot. Why didn't he just shoot? Uh mainly, man. Why didn't you just give the ball to flipping?
Mention of our return to the international break. And we are back in a fortnight. It's a double header. Saturday night football. Aston Villa against Everton, followed by Bournemouth against Chelsea. Late game there. Both Saturday evening. 7:45 Sky Sports Premier League. And then the earlier game on the Sunday. On the derby of this campaign, followed up by Wolves Newcastle.
This is poor. We are whimpering to this defeat. We're not even gonna score a goal, are we?
Liverpool closing in on 9 from 9. Yet to concede a goal. And it just gets tougher for Eric Ten Hag.
Look at all the owners and whatnot watching.
Structure at Manchester United over Varane and Ashworth and David Brailsford, of course, Jim Ratcliffe, overseeing the whole lot. Good to see you right this week, Jamie, about how last season's United Liverpool narrative worked out kindly for Ten Hag. Some might say he was anything. It's a very different story.
This is poor. I just don't understand why INEOS didn't want to start afresh. I mean, I do understand, but there's loads of hypotheses, theses, theories But I still understand why they just didn't just get rid of this manager and start fresh. Start fresh. Everything is just fresh. But no. Buying all of these new toys for the old house. All this new furniture for the old house. I think that there's going to be people talking about Zirkzee as well. Those same people that will never talk about Hojlund and Hojlund's season, 16 goals, playing 50 games. They'll never talk about how bad he is. But after one game, they'll have plenty of talk for Zirkzee. The fan bases, this United fan base is crazy. We're not even. I feel like we're not even gonna score. We're not gonna score. This is. I mean, Zirkzee is the least of our worries anyway. So, if anybody thinks Zirkzee is a problem, then yeah, this manager has always been the problem. The problem is he might win a trophy or two and distort the fact that he is a problem. Are they singing Ten Hag at the wheel? Are they singing Ten Hag at the wheel? That's funny. Well, really? You think so? At the wheel, at the wheel. Ten Hag at the wheel. Oh man, Ericsson survived. Ericsson's still here. Rude Van Nistelrooy giving Zirkzee a little pat. Yeah, that's Bruno's game all over. Bruno is Manchester United's captain. He's been Manchester United's captain for the past 2.5 seasons now, at least. I think he's the only captain in our history who's allowed to play shit most games throughout a season, and nobody cares. Last season, he was so bad. Last season, I'm not gonna lie, everyone else was bad, but he's a captain, and not once did I remember him being a captain, pulling everyone up, being an inspirational captain, driving the team forward, or doing anything like that. Not once have I remembered him last season doing that. And the season before, he wasn't that good either. And to be honest, he scores goals every now and again, maybe 3 or 4 goals a season, and he'll get assists. But he's never been a world-class footballer. And the way that he's protected by this fan base, like I said, he can afford to not play well for many, many games and it doesn't matter. And that's the problem I have. Rather than have an expectation, a minimum expectation of all these footballers, we've created an environment where if you got credit in the bank, and that credit could be real credit, i.e., you scored goals and you've played well, or it could be some media created credit, as in the media have formed an image of this footballer where you feel like you can't criticize him because he's an angel on earth. Yeah, so if you got credit in the bank, you don't need to play well every game. You can play badly and then score a goal, or play badly for 10 games, but the fan base will be like, well, at least he does stuff. At least he's done something for us, or at least he's won, or at least he's scored goals, or at least at least he's. That's going to be the argument. If you can go 10 games without playing well, but if you scored a goal 100 games ago, it's like at least. It's just so strange. And that's why the likes of Bruno can play game after game and Rashford can play game after game and not play well. Like I said at the beginning of the stream, some footballers have to pay their rent every day and prove how good they are in every performance, while some footballers don't have to do that. Here we go, Liverpool on the break.
This challenge here. Pushes leg across.
I mean, you can see why that would be given, technically speaking.
Well, as soon as Barry said he was supposed to be onside, he wasn't picking up. When he started to run, he was Diaz or Gabriel. So obviously, Diaz because he's got the 2 goals. That gets taken away from Manchester United. It didn't feel Manchester United never really game.
Liverpool just came to Old Trafford and beat us 3-0, and it was comfortable. It feels comfortable. They haven't sweated. We haven't put them under a massive amount of pressure. There hasn't been loads of last-ditch tackles. There hasn't been loads of saves from Alisson to keep the game 3-0. There's been it's been fairly comfortable for Liverpool. And at Old Trafford. It's a very, very easy, comfortable win right now. Liverpool have not needed to come out of third gear in this match. We've done nothing in this game. And so what we're going to do? Go through blaming all the individual players. We're gonna keep doing it. Every game we're gonna keep doing it.
His foundations and his message and making the players believe in it.
Can't believe it. Rashford is going to last the whole game. And we could have had Sancho on the bench to come on at halftime for Rashford. Imagine Rashford, Sancho and Ahmad coming on, keeping the ball. Just keeping the ball and playing football with Zirkzee. The similar kind of football that we saw in pre-season where they were just oozing and balling out. We could have seen that at this football club, but the manager decided to say, no, fuck you lot. I'm never ever going to show you. He said, I'm never going to show you Ajax ball. I'm never going to play beautiful Ajax football here. He said that. He says that you don't deserve to see beautiful Ajax football. I'm never going to give that to you. I'm going to give you this shit ball. We're going to be the most, what did he say? We're going to be the most counter-attacking team, or the best transition team. That's what he says, the best transitional team in the league. That's what he wants us to be.
When the stadium more particularly if you're looking at the stadium with a few minutes to go, then it's one of the greatest rivalries. And you look around and you see that probably 40,000 of the fans have gone home. Had enough. And so obviously it's the root.
Carragher's putting the knife in. The Carragher's like, talk about the stadium. Have they fixed the roof?
That's how it feels to be one of them. It's an exclusive club, massively outnumbered on the day, and in the venue, certainly not now outside, outclassed, outdanced. They will dance all the way back along the M62. Somebody had to say, okay, I'm playing with you.
I say this a lot anyway. People come here people come the other way. This match come in.
This guy shouldn't even be like that. This is Ten Hag's third season at Manchester United Football Club. His third transfer window, £600 million spent, transformed the whole team now. Every player now is his player. Every player is a player that he's wanted. He said yes to. It's his team, his coach, like his setup, everything. And this is what this guy's produced. After 3 years, this is what he's got to show us. And so many people just want this guy to stay. So many people wanted this guy to stay last year because he won the FA Cup. He won a one-off game. People just losing like all sense of objectivity. The FA Cup is a one-off game. The FA Cup final is a one-off game. It's a one game. It's not a season. It's not a league. It's a one-off game, and we won that one-off game against Man City. And because we won that one-off game against Man City, all the United fans just forgot about this. What we're seeing now is what we saw for the whole of last season. For the whole of last season. And we forgot about this because we won the FA Cup and we wanted to keep the same manager that gave us this football. And then we moan when this stuff happens. We're like, oh my God, Casemiro's so rubbish. Kobe's so rubbish. We moan when we get beaten. Like that's not what we do. Like, that's not what this manager does. Like, we deny the reality that's in front of us because of feelings. And it just pisses me off because it's what's holding this club back. So, the game has ended. The game has ended, people. It is Manchester United 0, Liverpool 3. A game, this is my analysis of it, a game where Man United never got going, where they didn't look like scoring, where, in my opinion, the setup was all wrong. The way the midfield was set up was all wrong. We're going to blame individual players as we always do, but I encourage anybody to not just blame Casemiro and pay attention to the fact that Kobe Mino, when he played in that Casemiro role in second half, when he swapped and played a DM role, he conceded possession in a similar position that Casemiro conceded possession. Sorry, and we conceded a goal. So both Casemiro and Kobe Mino in the first half and second half conceded possession in the defensive midfield position that led to United conceding a goal. So what does that mean? Are we going to still blame the individual players, or are we going to now look at the system? Are we going to look at the way that Ten Hag put those players out? The way it was just not good enough. It was just not good enough. Liverpool were the better side. This United side isn't built to keep the ball. And I keep telling people, we keep selling and we keep giving away, we keep letting go of our technical footballers who can keep the ball, like Jadon Sancho, who can keep the ball on the wings, because we want this counter-attacking transition football. We want that winger, get the ball, go and attack your man and beat your man and put in a cross. We want sort of this brain-dead type of football where there's no long-term plan in what you're doing. You're just doing the next thing after the next thing. You just getting the ball, then you're beating your man, then you get into the byline, and once you get to the byline, you look up, you see who's in there, you whip across. None of that is forward thinking. All of that is off the cuff stuff. And football has moved on, but it's unfortunate that the Man United fans want football to be played in a way that's, in my opinion, prehistoric. Prehistoric. Nobody plays football like that. Liverpool played football a little bit like that under Klopp, but at least under Klopp, there was a formula to Liverpool's chaotic madness. It was get the ball, Mane and Salah hold the positions, and peel off the back line and make your runs, and the fullbacks and the defensive midfielders, Fabinho, Henderson, look for those runs. There's a method to that Liverpool's madness. When we play football, I feel like we get coached up to the final third, and then when it's the final third, it's do whatever you need to do. The way that we set up in our midfield with Casemiro and at the base of our midfield almost, really, and Bruno and Kobe Manu so far away from Casemiro. If you watch those goals, right, that we conceded where Casemiro loses the ball, and I know many of you guys are going to blame Casemiro, and he is partly to blame. However, we've got to also look at the fact that if you look at both those goals, his midfield partners, Manu and Bruno, were nowhere near him. Both times, Bruno and Manu were quite a distance away from him, right? Which shows that when Casemiro is the best, is when he's playing with a midfield partner. Whether it's, like I said before, at Real Madrid, playing in the midfield three where Kroos or Modric were right beside him for him to play a 5-yard pass to. Because he doesn't need to play longer passes than a 5-yard pass when he's playing for Madrid. Just 5-yard passes to Modric and Kroos. When he's playing for Man United, he has to be a DM that distributes the ball from the back. He has to be some sort of Paul Pogba where he has to spray 30, 40-yard passes as well as find the 5-yard passes. And there's nobody beside him. There's nobody beside him. Nobody plays with a lone six unless you're Man City. And the way Man City play with a lone six, as I said before, one of their eights is dropping deep to help Rodri out. It's not Rodri playing by himself. The way that Man United play with the lone six is literally a lone six. He's alone. He's all alone. All alone. That's not how you play it. He has to play with, there has to be someone near him. And he knows, Casemiro, that the manager wants to play the type of football where as soon as you get the ball, counter-attack. So he knows as soon as he gets the ball and wins the ball back, he has to find a pass forward rather than, try to secure possession and pass it back. I see a lot of times Casemiro forcing passes forward. Listen, Bruno can afford to force a pass forward and lose the ball. He can afford to do that. Casemiro can't afford to do that because he doesn't get the same luxury as Bruno does. He's playing in a different position, which means if he loses the ball, he's in different types of danger anyway than if Bruno loses the ball. But he doesn't have that in the bank thing, that money in the bank. If he makes one mistake, it's done. Bruno can make 100 wrong passes a game and it'll be absolutely fine. Listen, at the end of the day, United didn't deserve to win or take anything out of the game. He played the wrong team. Ahmad should have started. He plays the wrong style of football. I don't like the type of football he wants to implement. I don't like the style of play he's trying to, or has been trying over the last 3 years to implement. I don't like his treatment of Jadon Sancho. I don't like his treatment of technical footballers. I don't like his dislike of technical footballers. I don't like his favourites. I don't like the fact that Bruno and Rashford and Garnacho are his favourites. I don't like the fact he has favourites. I don't think a manager should have favourites. I think a manager should play his best team. There's too many things about this manager that I just cannot stand, that I do not like. I don't understand why INEOS have done all the good work they've done with the transfers they've made, transfers out they've done, but they've still decided to keep this manager. I do not understand it. I will continue to watch United play football. I will continue to support this team because, you know, I'm emotionally attached to this football club. I will. However, I have to be somewhat done with this thing because, like, one step forward, two steps back. This manager is useless, and I'm tired, guys. I'm tired because we're not going to progress. The way this manager sees football, we're not going to win any league titles with this manager anytime soon. We are not. We are not. We are not. Rashford managed to play the whole game. The crowd booed when Garnacho was the one that was substituted. But let me tell you something. Garnacho didn't play well either. So while you're booing that Garnacho gets subbed, I'm thinking to the fans in the stadium that are watching the game in the stadium and can see what we all can see. Do you not understand that Garnacho did not have a good game and then he also could have got subbed? I agree that Rashford probably had a worse game, but Garnacho wasn't good either. And as soon as Ahmad came on the pitch, he looked 100 times better than Garnacho ever did for the whole game. If you cannot see the difference in ability between Garnacho and Ahmad, then football is not for you. It is not. It is something that you should just watch and do not give your opinion on. You should just keep it locked away. If you watch a night football match and you think Jadon Sancho isn't better than the wingers that we have and shouldn't at least be in the squad, you can argue if he should make the first team, but not even in the squad, then football isn't for you. If you think a man that can reach the final of the Champions League with Dortmund of all teams, yeah, Dortmund, can't get into this team with Garnacho and Rashford playing the way they are playing, then football, I don't know what to say to you. Football isn't for you. You're a biased person. You're biased. Like, it's time for us to just get rid of this manager now. How much more pain do we need to put ourselves through? How much more pain do we need to put ourselves through? It doesn't make sense. It's like, there's a lot of us who are Ten Hag out, who knew, because we understand football and we saw with our own eyes what happened, and we've seen this manager react to certain situations. You know when you see somebody get thrown in the deep end, get thrown into the fire, and so we can observe how they react to every single sort of situation, and you've got a good sample size now. We've got a good enough sample size to understand what this manager is on. And yet people rather this hope thing, I don't know, man, this is going to be a good season. There's people on flipping Saeed TV and Marcel and all these people saying, this manager is going to win 5 games in a row at the beginning of the season. I can tell. Tell from where? What have you seen? What evidence? How many games have we played where we look like we're going to win 5 games in a row? It's like, you hope we will, but where does this hope come from? Where's the evidence? Where's the evidence of this hope? Or where's the evidence that this hope is based from or based on? Like, it doesn't make sense. You have people like the United View, Flex and KG and them, man, there, with their fake optimism. Ten Hag needs to get his players. Ten Hag needs to get his players, needs to get the right players. We need to get loads of players in and out, and we need to get rid of these players. Listen, we can change the whole team if we want, man. We've changed this team so many times. We've got rid of Pogba's and the Martials now. So what excuse do you have now? We've got rid of the Martials, Pogba's. Luke Shaw's not playing. Aaron Wan-Bissaka's not here. Martial's not here. Sancho's not here. Like, all these players are not here. So what happens now? What happens now then? What happens now? Because at the end of the day, when we keep hearing it's always the same players, And every season we buy 5 or 6 players. And I'm like, hold a second, how can it always be the same players when we keep changing players? We've literally given this manager a whole new team. He spent around 600 million. We've given him a whole new back line, a whole new midfield, a whole new attacking setup. Antony's. He's got Antony, the player that he wanted. He's playing Garnacho, the player that he likes. Zirkzee, hojlund. And yet this man can't set up a team. Can't put a team out at Old Trafford that can keep the ball because he doesn't want the ball. Ugarte is not somebody who keeps the ball. Ugarte is a destroyer. He's not techie. He's not a ball playing midfielder. We've got nobody who wants to keep the ball, and he keeps getting rid of players like Sancho who want to keep the ball. So what type of football does this man want to play? It's long. It's long. Like, this new Liverpool manager should not be beating Ten Hag. His first season, his third proper game as a Liverpool manager. He's never had these players before. He's only had these players for a month since he's been at the club, since he's been at Liverpool. And already, with these players that he doesn't know, a setup that he's still getting familiar with, he's managed to outplay Ten Hag, his Dutch compatriot. It's so easy to play against a Ten Hag team. Every time this manager sets up, I'm thinking, this is not going to be good. We can get Ugarte all we like, bro. Ugarte is not somebody who can keep the ball. We need to learn how to appreciate. As Man United fans, we need to learn how to appreciate the keeping the ball type of football. I know you guys want to boo and complain whenever Sancho or whenever a winger has the ball and passes the ball backwards. Oh, go and attack your man. Go on and beat your man. And why pass it back? I know you guys want to moan when wingers pass the ball backwards because we've been blessed with Giggs and Ronaldo. But football is changed. Every team has good players. Every team have athletic players. We cannot keep playing this football where we want to play on that transition and give the ball away consistently. Get the ball, give the ball to Rashford. Get the ball, give the ball to Garnacho. Get the ball. No, sometimes the pass might not be on, and sometimes we need to find a way to one, get out of tight spaces, and also rotate the ball. If the pass is not on, give the ball back to the fullback, give the ball back to the defender, and we rotate it and we keep moving it. We keep moving it until we have an opening. We got to learn how to keep the ball. The best form of defense, we know this, is to keep the ball. That's the best form of defense. But Ten Hag does not want to build a team that keeps the ball. And the United fans think it's boring to keep the ball. They don't even want to see that. So we're now caught in this catch-22 where you guys don't even want what you need. What you actually need, you guys don't want it. When you need players like Sancho, when you need Sancho to link up with Zirkzee and link up with Ahmad to play this sort of techie, sort of like possession-based football, that's what you guys actually need. You need that type of football, but you don't want that type of football. It's boring. It's boring. Boo. We want Garnacho to run at his man and run around. Like, listen. This season is going to be very painful. Last season was painful, but we were saved by the FA Cup. The FA Cup win gassed all the Man United fans and made us feel that we could forget everything that Ten Hag did last season. And now the season has started and boom, we are reminded by everything that happened last season. And I want us to remember, because on this channel, there's one thing about this channel, yeah, we're going to hold people accountable. We're not going to be emotional. We are emotional right now, but we're not just going to be emotional. We're going to try to be objective. We're going to try to remember things. We're going to try to keep things in context, and we're going to always try to provide context when we have conversations about this manager. Because a lot of people want to take out context and, like I said, completely disregard and choose to have dementia when it comes to the football we were playing last season. I don't have dementia when it comes to that football. I was bored every game. Every game I was bored out of my skin. And we've started the same way. And nobody wants to talk about it. We're going to talk about individual players, CASEMIRO. Anyway, before I go, let me quickly read some comments. Orhan saying that Man United is not playing well. Man United played badly. Yeah, we didn't play well at all, my friend. At all. Craig Williams, big up yourself, Craig Williams. Thanks for passing through the channel. Hope you stay for more watch long. Smash the like as well, my brother. Craig Williams is saying Rashford and Bruno went missing today. Rashford lose his fight to run the wing. Yeah, I mean, Rashford is a footballer that I've said many, many times. Think about it, and let's think about it without emotion. Look at what type of footballer Rashford is. Look at what he does, and look at how he plays football. There is no championship winning club. There's no football club that wins the Premier League with Marcus Rashford on the left-hand side. If this Man United football club wants to win the league, please understand that Marcus Rashford is not somebody you win a Premier League. He's somebody you might have in your squad and you bring on once in a while. He might start a few games, but he's not good enough to play in a Premier League winning side. Neither is Garnacho. Garnacho is nowhere near. Like, you need players who can give you a consistent level of performance week in, week out. And none of our forwards can do that. Ahmad could arguably do it, but we haven't seen it yet. We've seen Sancho do it for other clubs, but we haven't seen him do it for this club. And plus, he's not our player anymore. So let's not even talk about Sancho. None of our forwards, we've never seen a consistent season for Marcus Rashford in our lives. In our lives, we've never seen him play. We've not even seen Marcus Rashford have a consistent game. He'll be in one game, in any given game, he will have a poor 20 minutes, then a good 10 minutes, then a really bad 40 minutes, then a good 30 minutes, and he score a goal. He doesn't even give you consistent performances within a 90-minute game. He does not give you consistent seasons. The only season that I remember he was consistent in is the season where Martial played up front and Mason Greenwood played on the right-hand side. That front three was consistent. All three of them got at least 15, 16, 17 goals and assists, I think, for the whole season. That was a good season under Oli. But why do we expect that player that we've never seen that from for 8 years all of a sudden do something that we have? Like, that's my problem with football fans. It's such an emotional sport that a lot of the times what you hear is projection, is what we hope to happen. A lot of the times we hope Marcus Rashford has this season. We hope, we pray, we think. It's never based on any objective reality. A lot of the times it's not. Sometimes it is, but often it isn't. And that's my problem. We're getting rid of all the wrong players at this football club and we're getting left with all these runners. I mean, Craig Williams, your comment about Rashford is you can't fight to run down the wing. It's a fair comment, but it's also, if we kept the ball better as a football team, we also wouldn't need to run around so much. Understand that if we, as a football team, were built to keep the ball more, we would therefore be chasing it less and therefore run around less. We wouldn't need to run around as much. It's simple as that. The football that we play needs to change, and I don't think this manager will change the way that we play football. I really don't. It is what it is, guys. It is what it is. Blah, 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 blah. Anyway, that's it. I'm done. That's my match reaction, match analysis. United are like runny dog's poo. I'm joking. I'm out of there, man. I'll see you guys next time, man, in the next match. Hopefully we can win. But yeah, Ten Hag out, Man United out, INEOS out, Man United players